Hi everyone, my name is Tim Poffenbarger and I work within the Solutions Architecture organization at GitLab. And today I wanted to share how to leverage GitLab Pages for a single domain rather than leveraging a wildcard domain. If you're unfamiliar with GitLab Pages offering, it is a capability within GitLab that allows you to build and publish static sites, so sites that are built typically using a static site generator and not utilizing any sort of server-side componentry, uh, and which allows you to serve up sites through HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And how it works within GitLab is you can create a sample project and utilizing a template or from another project or build something yourself, you can run a pipeline on that project and it will automatically publish a static site for you so that when you can then visit that. This is enabled by default on GitLab.com. For self-managed users, however, it's important to be able to set this up. And how this construct works is this. Say that you have a pages domain of gitlab.io, which is the domain that's used for gitlab.com's static sites. And you have a top-level group name within your GitLab projects, within your GitLab instance called Artemis. And you have a project name within Artemis called Wiki. What will happen is this top-level group name will prepend the gitlab.io, and the wiki will then be appended at the end of that as a part of the project path. So the full URL for pages would then be artemis.gitlab.io/wiki. For your gitlab.com instance, this would be gitlab.com/artemis/wiki to get to that project. Setting up GitLab Pages, we have a few different options. All of them typically require that wildcard domain because we don't know the names of your top-level groups and what they're going to be called, so we want to account for all groups being set up accordingly. Sometimes, however, our customers need to, they don't have access to either provision a wildcard DNS entry or they don't have access to provision a wildcard SSL certificate. So in this scenario, what I'm doing is creating a single group within a top-level group called Pages within my GitLab instance. So you can see that it's the top-level group here, and it's going to have projects, and all of these projects are now going to be capable of serving static sites through GitLab Pages. The way that we go about doing this is within our GitLab configuration. So this right now we're looking at the gitlab.rb file, and there's a section dedicated to GitLab Pages that you can navigate to. And I've uncommented and added modified 2 lines, this pages external URL. And interestingly enough, I'm providing a top-level domain because GitLab is going to assume that it has full access to all subdomains a part of this top-level domain. But if you wanted to, you could also use a subdomain, which would then have access to all of their subdomains. But again, remember that what we're going to do is we're only going to provision a single subdomain here called pages.1008.com, and we're also going to enable it on this second line here. As I'm using the Docker instance of GitLab, all I needed to do was restart my Docker container, and it automatically applied these changes. So here you can see 2 sample projects. I'll take a look at this wiki project. Within here, I copied this from that template, and you can actually see the static site pages page for this template. And it came with a public directory and a GitLab YAML file. And this GitLab YAML file has a single job to it. If I look at the CI/CD pipeline, though, you can actually see 2 jobs One of them is that job that was created, but GitLab Pages, when it is enabled, you will see this Pages deploy in it. It copied over the content generated here into the GitLab Pages space. If this job runs successfully and you do not see this job get created, that tells me that your GitLab Pages instance is not set up correctly, and you need to troubleshoot that before you proceed. The GitLab Pages administration page walks you through how to set that up. Typically, again, it's with wildcard domains, but for this particular instance, if I ping pages.1008.com, it is the only subdomain of 1008.com that's going to return this address. All other 1008 queries will fail to resolve because I have not set up a wildcard for this particular domain. In action, you can see that, again, this is the top level group, pages.1008 in the project wiki, and it served it appropriately. And now if I wanted to, so I'm going to go back to my pages top level group, and I'm going to click on new project, and I'm going to create from template, and I'm going to scroll down to pages, plain HTML, use this template, and I'm going to call this demo, and I'll make it public, and I'm going to create this project. It's going to import this project from that template repository. And now you can see that there is, the files are there, and I need to manually run that CI pipeline the first time, or I just modify a file and it will automatically kick off a pipeline. But I'm going to run this pipeline, and you can see this pages job gets created, but you see no pages::deploy job, because that is what the GitLab Pages functionality is actually driving that job, and it will kind of magically appear within here. And now you see that pages has completed and that pages deploy is completed. So my assumption now is I can navigate to pages.1008.com/demo and receive a site. And there we go. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our forum, and I'm sure people are happy to answer you there. Take care.